Why the hell did you join The Bachelor?
Honestly, it was a very bad idea. So my actual job is very different from The Bachelor. And I'm like, oh my God, is this really going to be on TV? You know, this. So they think that when you go on the show, then you become very famous. And this is not something that AI can give you guys. So you really have to be investing in yourselves. Everyone can work hard. Does it mean they're successful? No. You have to accept that uncertainty is part of the job. And I have to be absolutely fucking amazing. What is your purpose in life? What do you want to be?
Me? We have a very special guest. She came all the way from Sofia. She has really interesting stories to share with us. And she has also been in The Bachelor. You might know her from there, but that's not the only project she's done, and that's probably the least interesting one she's done. A warm welcome to Kristina Dobreva. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing.
You nervous?
A little. Not anymore.
I hope you have nice questions for me.
I hope so too.
Thank you for having me here today. I'm very excited to be with you guys.
The first question that pops in everybody's mind is why the hell did you join The Bachelor? What was that experience like?
Honestly, it was a very bad idea. So one night I was at home with my girlfriends and we were, watching TV, we were drinking wine, and then the ad for The Bachelor came on. So they were like, oh, you want to be part of season 3? And I'm like, no way. But then one of my friends, she was actually on season 1. So she was like, you must absolutely go on this show. And I'm like, well, at this time, we were not like super sober, which is an important detail. And so we were like, okay, we're just going to fill in the form and see what happens, right? But that form, it had so many questions. So we were answering all the questions. It almost felt like we were working on a group project.
We can relate to that.
I don't even know which answers were mine because we were all working on the form. So we submitted the form and then I completely forgot about it. And then one day I'm in the office, I'm just, working on something. Then my phone rings and I'm like, oh my God, who the hell is calling me now? Because I don't recognize the number. And I thought it was the delivery guy because the day before I ordered some cosmetics. So I was like, I'm busy, just leave whatever you have at reception. And then I hang up the phone. But then they call me back and they say, no, I'm calling from whichever media and you're actually invited to be on The Bachelor. And I'm like, when did I even apply for this? I was like, oh, yeah, I remember this now. Of course, I will be happy to be part of the season. But I was actually hoping that I don't go to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how it started. It was a very bad idea.
I can only imagine, yeah. Because can you tell us a little more about what you actually do? What's your actual job? And
Yeah. So my actual job is very different from The Bachelor, right? I knew from the beginning that The Bachelor was not really my environment, not really my place. But I still was like, why not? Maybe I get some break from work. Maybe I just push my own limits, see if I can live in a different environment. Because today I am a C-level manager in a very big international company. So what I do today is very different from what girls are doing in The Bachelor. So if they're arguing over a banana in the mansion, like, why are you why are you eating this banana? This banana was for me, you know, why are you touching my banana? And I'm like, oh my God, is this really going to be on TV? You know, this, this thing? And then they were perfectly comfortable with everything that was happening in the mansion. But me personally, I'm a C-level manager, so I work in a very big international company, and every day I have to make very difficult decisions.
Yeah, and I really wonder what's harder, managing an IT company, finances, and teams,
or a bunch of crazy girls in the mansion.
Yeah, or just like living there, just like existing there in that mansion. That's
To me, it was more challenging to be part of that establishment in the Bachelor as opposed to doing my daily job.
Whoa, yeah.
And
yeah.
my daily job is really hard. It's primarily because, you know, when you go on The Bachelor, you get to meet a lot of girls who have a very different background. So you cannot really connect with them just because they're arguing over a lot of stupid stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to engage with this. I mean, this is so stupid.
Yeah, you're not interested in the superficial stuff. And
yes.
Yeah, and how many days did you spend there? Like
I think a little bit over a month.
Yeah,
I was there. Yeah.
That's a lot for like a whole new environment, and I'm not really, I wouldn't say a nice environment, or how would you describe it?
It was not my thing, you know. So it has a lot of conflict, right? Just because you have so many girls there who are fighting over one guy, and they are not even after the guy. They just want fame, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, because they think The Bachelor is something like Hollywood, but it's not.
Yeah, it's
so they think that when you go on the show, then you become very famous, and then you get a lot of, I don't know, assignments after that. Maybe, I don't know, you become very famous, but that fame goes away. And personally for me, when I joined the show, it wasn't about being famous, because I never wanted this. For me, it was more about what do you do after that, right? Because you get fame, right? It's probably gonna last for, I don't know, a couple of months, maybe 1 year. But then how people perceive you after that, like if you're attending a TV show or maybe you're on the news, then what do you want to say, right? What do you give back to people? You cannot be just, I don't know, some random person who talks nonsense, right? You need to have purpose. So I think for me, I was never after fame, but what it gave me was purpose. Because I was like, so long I'm famous for, I have to be able to give something back to our communities, right? To our people. I cannot be just talking about toothbrush or something like that, you know? So for me, that was the most important thing. How do I make sense of myself after the show? And that's why I went back to what I'm actually really good at, which is helping people develop social skills, life skills. How do they enhance in the workplace? Because university is nice, right? You study a lot of fancy things and a lot of things like that. But when you get into the real world, you really need soft skills. And this is not something that AI can give you guys. So you really have to be investing in yourselves, right? Think about what is it that you want to do and go after it. Don't be just like university will give me everything, because it will not. So really find your purpose and work on your soft skills. AI cannot give you that. AI can give you, for example, tips about, okay, maybe I have to go to a meeting, then you do your presentation, I don't know, you do whatever, but then when you have to talk in front of people, this is what's challenging, and AI cannot give you that. You have to be able to have the skills so that when you face an audience like this, you're very comfortable with all these people and you know what you want to tell them.
Yeah.
So I would say this is what I wanted to do, right? Just giving back to, also to young people, because when you work in big corporations, it's a very nice idea, right? Just being part of something big, And then, you can be C-level manager just the way I am, but then corporations, at some point of time, you either become too expensive, right?
Yeah.
Or you already feel like, I don't want to do this anymore, because the more up you go in the management chain, the more you see how things work. And sometimes things are ugly, right? So for me, it was more about finding my purpose and also giving back to people. So I started working with adults first, like giving them some one-on-one consultation about, career development, personal development as well. But then I realized that when I work with adults, this is more reactive, because we're already trying to fix a problem that exists, right?
Yeah.
But when you work with children, it's very proactive, because when you start to work with them when they're so little and so young, they can develop all the skills they need later on in life. So I think that is my purpose. I work with adults, but I also work with children.
You recently told me that you're really fascinated by the topic of psychology and also the topic of etiquette.
Yes.
And actually, you are one, I think the only one, or one of the very few actually certified
Yes.
people in Bulgaria on this topic. Could you please tell us more about that, and how do you implicate that not only in children but also in adults and the corporate world?
Yeah, so I think today people perceive etiquette as something very, how do you call this? It's just for the rich, right? It's just about, how you carry yourself through some, I don't know, fancy parties or things like that. But etiquette today is something very different. Modern etiquette tells you more about how to treat people with respect, and I think more importantly, how you make them feel. So if you think of etiquette, this is something that we apply day to day in our communication with different people. Maybe it's today in the university, maybe it's at work, right? But if you don't have the soft skills, then you cannot really go very further ahead in your career. So one of the skills which I think are very important, this is the business skills. This is business etiquette. And business etiquette, it's not about how to hold a knife or a fork. Business etiquette is about, okay, how do I make a good first impression? Maybe I'm entering a very important meeting, right? And I have to introduce myself. How do I make a good first impression? How do I handshake, right? How do I lead the conversation in a way that at the end of it, I get what I want, right? So if you don't have business etiquette, you cannot really be successful. Because I don't know, for me personally, since I work in an international company, I work with people from different cultures. And honestly, I love my country very much. But we Bulgarians, sometimes, we really don't know what to do. And we don't know how to engage in a conversation so that the person on the other side really wants to work with us. You can say something really stupid and ruin the whole conversation if you don't know what you're doing. And I think you guys, you probably navigate through a lot of, I don't know, international environments, right? Maybe you meet different people every day, and this is where you need etiquette. Even knowing how to say hello, how to handshake, this is really important. And this is not something that is going to go away, right? This is something you need day to day in your life. So that's why I try to teach this to children and also to adults.
All right.
All right.
I actually at AUBG we also talk about soft skills a lot.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, actually through all the club work we develop really strong soft skills that at other universities maybe don't rely a lot on that, but maybe you can agree that's also very important to have those skills.
What kind of soft skills you mean?
I mean, for example, in clubs, we we need to work a lot in teams and to manage tasks and also to find sponsors to negotiate.
Yeah.
So I think those are soft skills, right?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, and
teamwork, collaboration. This is soft skills. Yes.
exactly, and we don't learn this in class, like
No.
during theory sessions. So,
You
and
don't.
there are a lot of people here who aspire to climb the corporate ladder.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yeah, so what would you advise them?
How far do you want to go? I will ask, because some people, they are just happy with whatever, right? Maybe they just work on operational level, right? They don't become managers, they don't become C-level managers. So I would say you have to think about how far you want to go. And I tell you, to be successful, you have to be comfortable with making uncomfortable decisions all the time. You have to be willing to grow faster than the environment expects you to grow. And it's not just about working hard, because everyone can work hard. Does it mean they're successful? No. You also have to be open to receiving feedback. Maybe sometimes people tell you something about you which you don't like, right? This hurts, right? You also have to be, I would say, resilient, which means that when something is going wrong, and trust me, it will go wrong many times, you don't break. You just keep going, right? And then you have to be able to adapt to whatever's happening in the corporation, because one thing that is constant in the corporations, it's change. So how do you navigate through change? How do you navigate through uncertainty? You have to be comfortable with making uncomfortable decisions all the time, and you have to be getting out of your comfort zone so many times that at the end it feels comfortable, right? You have to accept that uncertainty is part of the job. But one thing I think people don't teach at university is that if you're not okay with who you are, you can never get far ahead in your career. Because when you go to these high levels of the organization, they're not only testing the decisions you make, they're testing you as a person. So if you are not building something which is aligned with who you are, you're going to fail. So that's why I say you have to be resilient, right? Because things will go wrong many times, many times. You don't break. You just keep going through these things. And if you need help, just ask for it. Maybe you're just new to the company, right? You don't know how to do something. Just ask for help. People will help you. Don't be like, oh, I don't know what to do, but I will not ask for help just because I'm shy. Or just because I'm not confident, because what kills success is lack of confidence. And how do you gain confidence? By making mistakes,
Repetition.
Yes, you fail, then you go again. You fail, then you go again, and that's it.
Yeah, and you've been meeting a lot of CEOs.
Yes.
And are they all ethical? Because we have a business ethics professor in the crowd.
Oh, that
Yeah.
changes the question.
Yeah, shout out to Professor Atset. Are CEOs ethical?
They are, yes. I'm not saying this just because there's someone in the room, right? I'm saying this because they are. And, when you get to meet people of that level, at first, normally people are scared because there is authority. So you're facing authority. This is the CEO, right? So, oh my God, I'm having a meeting with the CEO. I cannot fail. I mean, I have to be absolutely fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
But CEOs, they're just like any other person, right? When you go into a meeting with a CEO, they likely have their agenda. So there are things they want to discuss, right? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it.
Yeah.
So if you are not confident then you're going to fail. But you're going to fail yourself. It's not the CEO who is failing you. You're already failing yourself just because you don't feel confident enough to have the conversation. But guess what? If you're in a room sitting with a CEO, you probably have a reason to be there, right? They didn't just invite you because they didn't have anyone else to invite. They invited you because they feel you have something to say. Then you better go ahead and say it. Don't be like, oh, I don't belong here. You obviously do since you're in the room. So never underestimate yourself, right? If you're in that room, you have to be there. That's it. End of story.
One final question. What is most important? Success, love, or just peace of mind?
I think it depends. Right? What is your purpose in life? What do you want to be?
Me?
Yeah. Because people are different. Some people want to be successful, right? Other people, they just want to be, just be at home, stay at home mom, or you have to find your purpose, and then you know the answer, right?
So
for you, for example,
me,
what do you want to be?
Someone who is really hungry for purpose.
Okay.
But I think I'm still exploring what field exactly I want to. That's one of the biggest reasons I started this whole club and show. Just I wanted to explore the content creation and all that stuff, because this is like the newest industry and the fastest growing industry. So we'll see. And that's why I invited also all my guests are people who just like creating and really know what their purpose is, I think.
Yep. So you have to know who you are to find your purpose. Else you go in different directions. Today is I want to be, social media manager. Tomorrow I want to be a pilot. Yeah. Right? You have to know who you are, and then you can find your purpose.
Yeah, but I think that's an ongoing process, knowing who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think this changes over time. I don't know.
Yes.
Would you agree?
I would agree, yes.
Okay, thank you, Krisi.
Thank you.
Kristina Dobreva, guys.
And good luck with the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is for you.
Are you the bachelor?
I'm the bachelor, yeah. I choose you.
I accept it.
Krisi, everyone. Come on. Thank you so much for coming.